Sometime in late April of this year, traffic lights will be installed along 21st Avenue on the intersections of 23rd, 24th, and Crescent Streets. The announcement was made by Council Member Costa Constantinides during an outdoor press conference at the corner of 21st Avenue and 23rd Street in Astoria on Friday, January 15th. The press conference was also attended and addressed by State Senators Michael Gianaris and Jose Peralta, Assembly Member Aravella Simotas, Transportation Queens Commissioner Nicole Garcia, and representatives from local community organizations and groups. These new traffic safety improvements are the result of an ongoing community advocacy for safer 21st Avenue following the 2009 tragic death of an Astoria resident on the corner of 21st Avenue and 23rd Street who was struck by a car. Dozens of other injuries have also occurred on this street due to unsafe conditions. Since then, a series of rallies by a coalition of elected officials and community members were held asking for traffic safety improvements, and as a result, in 2010, a speed bump was installed on 21st Avenue and Crescent Street. However, no further steps were taken by the Department of Transportation until now. All speakers stressed that public safety is their number one priority and expressed their utmost satisfaction for the outcome to install the 3 traffic lights for safer street crossings. Councilmember Constantinides, congratulations. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Elena. Happy New Year to you and everyone watching AKTINA today.
So, another task today, another accomplishment. You want to tell us a little bit about it?
This is the culmination of a 6+ year journey. When we began this journey, I was an activist, a community resident, a father that was concerned about the streets in our neighborhood. We witnessed the horrific accident that took the life of Konstantinos Traiopoulos here on the corner of 23rd Street and 21st Avenue. He died as a result of a traffic accident where he was struck by a car and killed. And we wanted to make this corridor safer. We knew there were dozens of accidents and injuries here. We knew it was an unsafe corridor. We knew there was no traffic light from 21st Street to 28th Street on 21st Avenue. There was no stop sign here. There was no speed bump here.
No stop sign?
There's nothing. If you walk along 21st Avenue right now, the only traffic calming device you have from 21st Street to 28th Street on 21st Avenue is a speed bump that was a result of our efforts in 2010. So Mike Gianaris, who was our assemblyman at the time, Aravella Simotas, who wasn't our assemblywoman yet, but she was a concerned resident, we all stood here together with our community residents saying this has to be done better, this has to be safer, and we were told no so many times.
Why?
We were continuously told by previous iterations of DOT that this street didn't need it, the counts weren't there, the traffic numbers weren't here to warrant a traffic light, and we continued to persevere. And after I was elected, we continued to write letters, the 3 of us. And seeing today the new mayor, who's not so new anymore, I guess, but a new DOT, a new Queens Commissioner here in DOT, they've heard our calls, and on 23rd Street, 24th Street, and Crescent Street, we'll be receiving a traffic signal at every corner on those along 21st Avenue to make it safer here for our kids. Where you have PS 122, you have St. John's Prep, you have child's daycare, Kid Crazy. No one should feel unsafe crossing the street in their own neighborhood.
Are you going to put the street bumps or the slow zones?
We are suggesting a slow zone for Northern Astoria. We're working on the boundaries. There are other speed bump studies that are still in place for
But not for here.
For here. For Northern Astoria, for Detmars Boulevard, for 21st Avenue. We will continue to evaluate all the streets in Northern Astoria, especially those streets that are closest to Astoria Park. When we had that meeting back in October of this past year, to ensure the safety of our residents, go into the jewel of our community, we're going to continue to evaluate these streets.
And finally, I know it's very early on in the year, but is there anything special you're working on for 2016?
Well, later on today, I'm holding a hearing to evaluate all city-owned buildings, all close to 4,000 city buildings for solar power.
Wow.
And if the cost-benefit analysis says that solar is cheaper, they must install solar on those city buildings.
Oh, wow.
As we're looking to make our city greener, more sustainable, that's a big priority for us. So the mayor signed my bill last week for geothermal. and we are going to now do our bill on solar today, and we have 36 sponsors, which is a supermajority of the City Council. So we're looking forward to seeing that and negotiating the bill out and getting it done for the people of the City of New York.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And again, Happy New Year. All the best and keep up the good work.
Happy New Year, Elena, and Happy New Year, everyone, and Happy New Year to AKTINA. Another great year, another great time to be on TV and the radio and keeping us informed. Thank you so much.
Mr. Gianaris, Happy New Year. How's 2016 treating you so far?
Well, we're off to a good start. We're making the streets safer right at the beginning of the year, and this is something we've been waiting for a very long time. Many years ago, an old man was killed just walking across the street in his neighborhood, and we asked for the city to take a look at this whole area of 21st Avenue to make it safer. Many years later, we're finally seeing some results. So the government moves slowly, but we finally beat them up enough that we got the actions this year.
It's early on in the year, but looking ahead in 2016, any goals you have set to reach, any legislation you're working on?
Well, in Albany, the biggest thing we're dealing with now is pushing back against the unethical behavior of some of the people in government. And so I've been pushing very hard to make sure that people who work in the legislature don't make money on the outside that they put in their pockets. We saw that that was a source of a lot of the corruption that has been happening. I haven't had an outside job since I got elected to the Assembly 15 years ago. So I think if I can do it, other people can do it, and it would avoid the incentives that come from trying to make money for yourself while you're in government. Congress doesn't work on the outside. I don't think we should in the state either. And of course, we always try and make sure our schools are better. We have a lot of work to do on that front, and make sure that the trains are running better. We've got some money coming now for the N line and the Q line to improve some of these stations, so we want to see that happen quickly, and just make life better for everyone here in Astoria.
Anything else you would like to share with AKTINA TV viewers?
Well, just keep doing what you're doing. AKTINA is a wonderful treasure for our community. It's an important way a lot of people get the news, and we look forward to continuing to work with you.
Thank you, and Happy New Year to
Thank
you
you.
and to yours.
You too.
How's 2016 so far for you?
So far, it's been wonderful, and with the news today that the DOT is going to be installing traffic calming measures on 21st Avenue, it's even better. I myself am the mother of a toddler. She's 3.5. I could tell you she doesn't walk that fast. And when I'm crossing the street, certain streets with her, oftentimes I find I'm pulling her to get her to cross the street fast enough because there's a car barreling down the street. I can tell you from personal experience, I don't think drivers want to get into accidents. They don't want to hit pedestrians, but they have to be warned that there are pedestrians. They have to be warned that they need to slow down. If you look at the stretch on 21st Avenue going towards Astoria Park, it's on a decline. It's very easy for a car, particularly an SUV, to pick up speed, and for the driver not to realize it. So I think today is beneficial for pedestrians, for bikers, and for drivers.
We had our year end on AKTINA FM. Is there anything you would like to share with our AKTINA TV viewers looking ahead in 2016?
Well, I wish everybody a happy new year. We're going to be looking again to negotiate and balance a very strong budget to focus on schools and our seniors and our different quality of life issues here in the state.
Is there any special legislation that you're working on that you would like to share with our viewers?
I have a lot of legislation that I'm focused on, but particularly this year I want to make sure that when people commit certain crimes that they're penalized appropriately. I have a few measures that call for increases in penalties. I think we need to focus on those.
Well, thank you, and keep up the good work.
Thank you very much.
Commissioner, here we are again. First of all, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
So, our Astoria legislators are keeping you very, very busy these days.
Absolutely, but I'm happy to, as Council Member Constantinides said, DOT is happy to kind of respond to this call of action to make our streets as safe as they can be for all street users, particularly our seniors and our school children.
So as far as this location over here, did you have to do a study before you decided to install the lights and all the safety measures?
Yes. So when we get requests from local elected officials, community boards, local residents, we do have to initiate a study, and that way we can figure out how best to address some of the traffic issues that we're hearing about. So for these particular intersections, we did launch a study. It's a very rigorous study where we count things like cars and pedestrians to make sure that when we install them, they're benefiting the community and not hurting them. So we're very thrilled that these 3 intersections met that criteria, and they'll be installed by April, if not before.